Is that a Typhoon?
It's the starship from Alien, actually.
Dun, dun.
Wait, what is that?
What?
Passing.
It's the intro to Spaceballs.
Get in position. Planting.
It's the Russian sub of Doomy Death.
Wait, in the Lincoln Tunnel?
No, we got out of the Lincoln Tunnel. See, we're in the ocean.
How did it pay the toll? This completely breaks my sense of immersion.
Well, what they did is they popped up to, you know, the top up, and then Sean Connery popped out and gave a completely non-Russian and totally fake Scottish accent introduction.
Overlord, this is Metal 01.
And then Alec Baldwin showed up for some reason.
Roger 01, continue to primary objective. We need control of the sub's missiles.
You know,
And here's a cool reveal.
what's that?
Not as good as Crisis 2, but pretty cool.
Ooh, yeah, that is pretty cool.
What, just servicing and seeing, oh shit, New York is exploding?
Because everybody cares about New York. Actually, to be serious, it's
I
not
really-
that I
I
have anything
mean-
against people in New York, but we are tired of caring about New York. We've cared as much as any generation can ever care about New York. And right now, if aliens came in and ate everyone in New York, I'm not sure I would be physically capable of caring. Because I cared too much already.
Is that the Russian Navy or the American Navy? Because if it's the Russian, or if it's the American Navy, then this sub did something really stupid by surfacing here.
It's the Russian Navy.
Oh.
They said, you've got like 1 million Russians.
It
Wait,
seems to
how
be
does
like
the Russians don't even have a navy capable of doing this?
This is just gonna be like that dope-ass scene in Gangs of New York, where the American Navy just totally bombards the city to take care of the rioting.
Okay, this ladder is a lie.
Oh,
You can't climb
see,
ladders. Does that involve shooting dudes? No, no it does not.
No, I have
You
to
are
go
not
to the
qualified.
giant thing labeled Enter.
You are not qualified to decide when you go up and when you go down.
You are hurt, get
If
the
you
cover.
get killed.
Can you turn that
Got
off?
Killed during.
Chris, can you actually turn off
Somebody
the
Oh my
How
god, I
did
hit
it for
F! I swear to god I hit F!
Can you actually turn off the message that says you are hurt, go to cover, or does it turn off automatically after a few levels or something? Because that looks really annoying.
No, it's
Oh man,
it's
this
always
game is
on.
really laying
That's
it on
terrible.
thick with the terribly overused quotes about war.
That's
Yeah.
all. That's all
Well,
Modern
here-
Warfare games.
okay.
Or Call of Duty games.
Well, that's the thing, is like, and this is actually a valid point of interest, the original Call of Duties were in the World War II era of games, and they had this, like, veneer of faux respect for soldiers, where it was like, the great sacrifice of World War II soldiers, and then slowly it became like Michael Bay, but they kept the quotes, and it's just this really dissonant thing where we're like, yeah, we're super awesome, and we're gonna blow up New York, and we're gonna fight a bunch of guys. But truly, war is the most terrible thing of all.
America.
Now shoot this
Fuck
dude and get on
yeah.
his turret. So why are you in this sub?
There's Russians,
So,
and like,
before you say, I love this in video games. Before we sink this sub, we're going to physically run around the sub and shoot everybody on it.
We should
And then
steal this
sink it.
sub, man.
Yeah, what is on the sub
I
that you
mean,
want?
this is a serviceable condition. I mean, just get some pumps, pump the water out.
Yeah, honestly, no. Josh
Throw
has
the bodies
a
in the
fucking point.
torpedo tubes.
Oh, here's a question I have.
Oh, it's just
right
one
now
scene
we're
from
seeing-
Red October.
We're seeing this scene where we're fighting a whole bunch of guys on a submarine. Now, my brother was in the Navy, and he got to the scene in Red Tide where all of a sudden things got real, guys started arguing, and all of a sudden the people on the sub pulled out a bunch of automatic weapons like they were going to shoot each other. This is on a sub that's out. And he thought this was the most ridiculous thing in the world because...
Wouldn't the
They would-
acoustics just
everybody
like
just-
deafen everyone?
Yeah, like why would they have a bunch of M16s on their own sub that's just going to be underwater for all those months? It'd be just something to take up space and worry about. You shouldn't need that. So he thought that was ridiculous, but maybe if there's somebody in the audience that's ever been on a sub, maybe you can tell me if they have guns.
Well, I know they
start a war.
I know they have guns on subs.
Well, I mean, but like enough for to repel an assault.
Did you just become Max Payne there for like a few seconds? Did you channel
Yeah, what
your
was that?
Yeah, what was
previous
that?
Max
That was
Payne life?
ridiculous.
Roger 01.
They introduced a thing in Modern Warfare 2 called breaches, which is you blow the door and then things go into slow motion and you have to kill the bad guys in the room before they say kill a hostage. And then it just became a
Are
mechanic.
you the
that they just
avatar of
reused
Max
whenever.
Payne?
I like that guy that was running at you with a knife right after a metal door exploded in his face. And he was completely unfazed. He was like, nah, I'm just gonna run at this guy anyway.
Russians are badass, dude.
By the way, I think what we're doing is launching nukes against Russia. Like the subs, like the other ships.
Oh, that's smart.
SEAL team is in position for
The
exfil.
ship's right next to you. You're gonna nuke. Okay.
Yes.
This is a ridiculously huge CIC.
I can... What?
But yes, no, shooting an automatic weapon in a submarine is not a good idea. Acoustics are a problem, ricochet is a tremendous problem, and you don't want to hit sensitive machinery that keeps everybody from floundering and dying. Don't do it, children.
Yeah, they keep ocean outside of the thing that you're in, which is important.
Now, I don't think a submarine is going to sink if you knock one hole in it, and the hole is obviously
No.
massively thick, but still, it's also full of computers and stuff. Just don't
Did a
chance
nuke
it.
just explode like off in the distance? Is that big bright thing, or is that the sun?
It might be regular missiles and not nukes. I don't know. We armed
This
missiles.
Wait,
definitely is a
Eastern's
Michael
both?
Bay thing where it's just a maelstrom of crap flying around, lens flares and particle effects, and you don't even know what you're looking at. All fire and...
I also like how your guy didn't pull out his gun until you had people to shoot at. The whole rest of
On
the
a
time, you just had
PT
your gun out all
boat,
the time.
for that matter.
Yeah.
On a class of boat that nobody has used in 60 years.
It's a ram!
Oh my
Oh,
god,
get
you're
your
playing
motor
Hydro
running.
Thunder!
It just
Are you
okay.
chasing
That's felt like
the boat
way too
ahead of
soft
you?
landing.
That's not a boat, that's a
That was cool.
that's a helicopter.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I will give that points for coolness. That was kind of funny. It let you just run right in there into the back of that vehicle.
All primary threats neutralized. Good work, team.
I don't know how realistic it was.
I think it's a thing people actually do. Or
Yeah.
at
Now,
least do
did
in Battlefield.
What happens if you miss? Are you allowed to miss, or does it funnel you into the back of that?
Were you even steering?
We are no longer on the defensive. I repeat, consolidate.
Oh yeah, I was steering.
Okay.
If you go off the path, you basically get instant death because it's like, oh, their ships fired on you when you're dead, and that's what happens.
Oh, that sounds dumb as hell. That sounds really frustrating and annoying, actually, is what that sounds like.
3 Alex and 4. No, 5 MI-17s. Commandos fast roving down.
I don't even understand what's going on in this cutscene anymore.
Yuri, over here.
I skipped it.
We need to get Sub to the chopper. What is that?
So, war shooting. We lost something in the last iteration, which I think is worth going over again. An illustrated example of, like, the difference between the kind of gameplay I sort of get behind and the gameplay that exists in these warfare games. Because the one thing that no sort of modern warfare type shooter I've played has really nailed is the idea that I am actually in the middle of a chaotic combat. Like, you know, modern warfare, it's like you're guided by verbal instructions and written instructions on the screen, funneled from objective to objective in a linear sequence. So you never feel like you don't know what you're doing, unless you shoot your friend in the back, which is abundantly clear that you have no idea what you're doing.
Wow.
But actually, yeah, that's case in point.
Game over?
You shoot one of your teammates in the back, and it instantly tells you not to do it again. See, my idea of what a
We're
conflict
gonna
is actually
rewind
like is
time
something like
here. We know
this.
you didn't actually mean to do that.
Like, my idea of what would happen in that kind of situation would be like, okay, I'm in the middle of a chaotic combat. The situation is changing minute by minute. The city's being invaded. Who knows what's going on? I am on the ground level. I know as much about this situation as anyone possibly could. I know there's guys coming at me at all times. I need to... You know, this place isn't designed to be a battle arena. I have to find cover. I have to figure out where they're coming from. I have to figure out where to go. That sort of idea of, I'm a trained
Your
badass
weapons
soldier,
cannot
dude.
damage this vehicle.
I can adapt to this situation, to this constantly changing situation. When it really just feels like, in practice, I've got a nanny who's instructing me what to do at all times. It's never in question what I need to do. It's always very, very clear and straightforward. As long as I just, you know, follow the words that appear on the screen, I will survive. And the best example of that I can think of off the top of my head is turret sequences. Okay? Turret sequences? Not necessarily a bad idea. They can be fun little diversions, where there's a horde of enemies coming at you and you get on a turret. There's a moment in Half-Life 2, several moments in fact, where there's a turret provided, a bunch of like CPs will come to get you, and you man the turret and like mow them all down, wait for them to finish spawning, and then you continue forward. Yeah, that's the important thing. If you want. See, in Half-Life 2 what happens is, you kill some guys who are standing by a turret, then a bunch of guys start coming towards you all in a pack, and you're like, oh, I'm standing here, lots of guys coming at me, there's a turret right here, I guess I could use them to kill all these guys. That's using my noggin. That's using the old noodle. That's improvising. And then, once they've stopped coming at you, you're like, okay, it's probably safe. You get off the turret and you keep walking. That makes you feel like you took control of a combat situation. That makes you feel pretty cool. How the same thing would have happened in a game like this was, one of your guys would shoot over the chatter. Oh, shit! No! Guys are coming! Bunch of dudes! 6 o'clock! Get on the turret! Oscar Mike! A thing will appear on the screen, text saying, please get on the turret. A compass will point to the left, towards a turret. The turret will begin glowing. You have to get on the turret, mow the guys down.
Oh my god, come on!
Chris will get shot a bunch by a car.
Chris gets shot a
Helicopter.
bunch
I
by
don't
a
even know what the
car.
hell happened.
On fire, civilians!
And
I never thought I would die by being hit by a car in Call of Duty.
that was kind of yes, so, you know, the game won't progress until you get on the turret. You shoot all the guys coming at you, and then they stop spotting, the guy's like, alright, well done. Now you go forward. The game will hit you a little bit as it auto-saves, and objective complete appears in the top left corner. And a new compass point appears. Compass.
Take him out!
God damn it.
See, the second one doesn't really make me feel very cool. It just makes me feel like I did the chores.
No, yeah, it's like you've got a nanny saying, no, you can't go on with the game until you do your turret. Do your turret, then you can go on with the rest of the game. And
Have
you're
you
just
done
being
the
bossed
turret?
around. You're just being bossed around by the game instead of taking. And both, it's the exact same gameplay, except one makes you feel like you're making a choice, even if you're actually not. And that's one of the things we loved about Half-Life 2, is it always made you feel like you were making choices by just letting you take the action yourself instead of shouting at you, do this, and you're not going to be able to progress until you do this.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
you know,
the
this
real
can actually be
difference-
somewhat understated in Modern Warfare, occasionally. You, for really dire examples, look at something like Homefront.
Oh yes, the tutorial where they shout at you to use. They shout at you to use grenades.
You can kill everyone in the building and they will just respawn until you throw a fucking grenade.
Oh,
That's not doing it right.
Okay, this level ends in about the dumbest way I've ever seen a level end, so...
Oh, I'm on tenterhooks.
you wake up and it's
I mean,
all a dream.
You wake up and you're Gordon Freeman dreaming about being Soap. Are you playing Soap right now?
You use No, you're playing the new character they introduced for this game that helps out Soap and Price. You basically get to use Johnny 5 to get out of here, and it drives me nuts.
Johnny
Johnny
5, the
Five?
robot,
Unmanned ground vehicle.
is alive.
2 centimeter armor plating, mounted minigun, and grenade launcher.
Oh wow. It's
Los
Oh my God,
locos
you're
kick your
serious.
ass! Los locos kick your face! Los locos kick your balls into outer space!
UGV. It's you take control of UGV.
We'll be right behind you. The minigun will punch right through.
You get take control of a gun on wheels that rolls around from encounter to encounter. So basically,
This is
this is
not a
a
change.
simulation of what it's like to be a Call of Duty programmer.
But this is just what you were doing as a player, except you can't strafe now. That's all they've done is take
I
away
know.
your ability to strafe.
I know. No, somehow I can still strafe.
Oh fuck! Tokyo Drift's all up in this bitch.
Like, this is so
Freedom Grip.
effective that why wouldn't people use this more? Like, don't they just have more?
Why haven't we used this already? See, that helicopter can't even step. Look at that
I
shit.
think we owe an apology to every single American soldier who has died so far in this particular war.
Pushing to the chopper.
Or to their bereaved, I guess.
Just
Like, you were kicking
as
way more ass than
retribution,
you did on
we give
foot.
as retribution, we give them the controls and let them just turn it loose for 10 minutes wherever they want.
Alright, ma'am, your son died, so, in order to make you feel better, we're gonna let you drive the Johnny 5 murder tank for a few minutes. Get your revenge.
You know, it's
It's
so
what he would have wanted.
it's so weird just watching just this and having played Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1, how different this is from that game, how much more absurd it looks. I mean
This is so
Modern
absurd
Warfare
looking.
had some serious spectacle to it, but it was more seriously? You get an automatic game over if the thing blows up?
Price and Soap were apparently naked and unarmed behind you.
And you realize they would say that if you left one guy alive.
Yes, if there was one guy, Price and Soap, in bare naked and unarmed, would just throw up their hands and get themselves shot.
They're actually, you tied them
guess
up
we got
on the
put
back
on
of
blast.
this thing. You tied them up on the back of this thing and disarmed them.
Trying to
And you're just dragging them around.
Yes, a naked Price, Soap, and what's his fucking name are sitting on top of the tank as we speak.
Yeah, on top, where they could be hit. They're just sitting there. That's what kills the most, when this thing blows up.
I dare you, fan arters. I double dog dare you. Come at us.
Also, it
Yeah,
has
I was
grenades.
just about to comment. It has 17 grenades. That's amazing. That's a lot of grenades. This thing is too much awesome.
We're at the chopper. Loading soap in now.
Why did they literally just
Anyway.
make a game where you piloted this thing around?
Johnny 5 Murder Simulator.
One of the game concepts I've always played with is the idea of a robot, you know, the robots that go crazy. and kill
now it's
everybody,
allowed
and
to
you're the
die.
robot. Failure is not permitted until it's mandatory.
Anyway,
I want that on a t-shirt.
that would be nice to have on a t-shirt, actually. But
I'd like to point out that this game uses unmanned drones and like a way to set up awesome set pieces like this. And Spec Ops uses a lot of military technology to not set up awesome set pieces.
I don't know. I see a whole bunch of
What just happened? What the
squares.
fuck is happening?
What are you falling into the sky? Oh no, that's water,
So
I
that should
guess.
have killed you.
Yeah, that definitely. You're falling on top of metal junk that just landed in the water. That would be bad for you. Your HMO is not going to want to cover whatever just happened to you.
Why do you have so many?
I got the vet
Is that
thing.
tattoos? Do you have tattoos or your arm is just filthy?
Yes, I have. My name is Ivan, and I have awesome tattoos.
I'm not sure
Ivan.
awesome is the word that leaps to mind.
Yuri, Ivan, it's the same
Is your
thing.
voice actor Stephen Bloom? Do you have one?
I don't think it is.